If you are using Facebook groups to grow your yoga community, or if you are planning to create a yoga group on Facebook, a community in which you can share about your classes, then this video is for you. Today, I'm sharing with you 3 tips that are going to help you elevate your yoga community on Facebook. I want you to create a community. If you resonate with Facebook, I think it's a great place to create a community, even though, as we know, social media are not so reliable, so to speak. I always would recommend you to start an email list, but actually Facebook groups have some features that are really useful and really helpful when it comes to creating a community. I want you to create a community, and I also want you to be very strategic. And that's why I'm sharing my best tips with you today. So let's dive in. Let me share my screen with you. Let's see if I can. There we are. Yes, you should be seeing now my bilingual community marketing for yoga teachers, in which maybe you are part of it already. And these are the first things that I want to share with you. If you are planning to create a community, bear in mind that people will find your community maybe because you invite them, which I hope you do. And also, some people will find you on the internet. Perhaps Facebook will suggest your group to other people on Facebook, and that's also another way they can find you. The first thing that I want you to be aware is that in order to create a powerful community, it needs to be specific. You know, I've been talking a lot about how important it is to have a niche, to work with a specific niche. Yes, yes, yes. You want your Facebook community to be niched. You want it to be specific for a specific audience. As you can see, in my case, this community is for yoga teachers, and in particular for yoga teachers who are interested about learning the marketing side, the business side of our profession. Not every yoga teacher is interested in that, and that's okay. I'm sure that if you are watching this video, these are things that you are curious about, or maybe are things that you want to improve, marketing and business. All right, so that's the first thing. The first thing I want for your community is to be very, very niche, very, very specific. And as you can see, when someone finds my group on Facebook, they can see the name of the group, which is Marketing for Yoga Teachers. And therefore, it is very specific. They would know, if they are a yoga teacher, they would know that this group is for them. Perhaps if they are not interested in marketing, they would understand for the name that is not for them. And that's okay. But I want to make it clear, and I want you also to make it clear to your community. Is it your community yoga for athletes? Is it yoga for actors? Is it yoga for pregnancy, prenatal yoga? Or is it yoga for yoga and pranayama for people who work in an office? Whatever that is, make it clear, make it a point for people to know what your community is about before they get it. You can create a banner like this one, like the one I have in the top of my community. You can create it very easily with a program called Canva, and you can go to Canva. So canva.com, and you can create a profile. I'm sure you're familiar with Canva, and you can use your brand colors. If you have brand colors, that's super, super cool. And another thing that I want you to set up in your banner for your Facebook group is a photo of yourself, because you are the person who is creating this group. I hope that in your yoga community, in your Facebook yoga community, you spend some time to share some value. People will be part of your community because of one reason, and that reason is because they're gonna get something out of it. So it is important that you constantly, and when I say constantly, it depends on you, but it is important that maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, once every month, whatever that is, that it feels sustainable for you, you share content. And that content, it is important that is focused on helping the people who are part of your community. For example, in this community for yoga teachers, I tend to share content that is helpful, tips on marketing, on business, like this video you are watching right now. All right. So you have your, your banner with your photo, you have the name of your community, which it is important that says who it is for, and make it clear. And also make it clear, what are they here for? Why am I going to join your community? So what is the transformation you are going to provide? What am I going to learn? What am I going to achieve by being part of your community? That is also very nice if you can state that on your banner, on your community. In my case, I wrote professional and business growth for yoga teachers. So I hope this is clear. All of those tips, it's gonna help your people understand that this group is for them, and this is gonna help your community be niched down. Let's see another thing. I hope this is clear, and if not, you can always you can always find me and ask me questions. You can always shoot me an email. As you can see, in my community, I have some content, and because it is a bilingual community, I have interviews with teachers and other professionals in English. I also have in Spanish, because most of the people in this community by March 2022, are Spanish speakers. Another interesting thing, and this is the tip number 2 that I want to share with you. It's been already a bunch of tips, but the first one is like basically make it specific and make it obvious that it's a specific. The tip number 2 is to ask questions to not only the people who are in your community. You can create polls, you can ask so many questions, but also the moment someone decides to join your community, it is important that you ask them some questions. And if you go here to the left to the questions, you can see I have it here in Spanish and English. I ask 3 questions to everyone who joins my community. And in order for them to be part of my community, they need to answer those questions. And actually, they need to answer 2 of the 3 questions. And this is super important because this is an opportunity for you to get super clear on what the struggles and what the dreams of your ideal students or clients are. For instance, often when you use words for doing your marketing, often you will go and use your own words to do the marketing. And that is going to make it very difficult for your students to connect with that offer that you are providing. In order for you, student, to connect with your offer, it is much more efficient if you use their words. So, for example, what I do here, someone click join the group, my community marketing for yoga teachers, the first question they would have, and it is required, you are able to set up these questions, to write those questions. So I write in this question, require, briefly and dreaming big, what is your dream as a yoga teacher? And of course, I say that I never will share this information. This is for me. Every time someone comes to the community and they join the community, they reply the questions. I have all of those questions in a file, in an Excel file. Everything, all of the information, everyone who joins, I have their name, their dream, what is their dream, but also what is their struggle. Okay, that's the other thing I ask yoga teachers. Every time they join my group, I'll ask them, what is their biggest challenge as a yoga teacher right now? And again, I would never share this information. It is required for anyone who wants to join, but this is going to give me a lot of ideas when it comes to creating new content, or when it comes to creating courses or some offerings. Knowing my ideal students' dreams and knowing my ideal students' struggle, it's gonna help me become more efficient when it comes to create content and create courses. I hope that is helpful. This is a super pro tip. And again, you can always pick the questions that you want, but for me, the best ones are your students' dreams, your student struggle. The third question that I asked, and this is an optional question, I asked them if that they want to receive valuable content via my newsletter, they can share their email. Of course, I would never ask for their email as a compulsory thing for joining my community, or well, I'm sorry, I correct myself. Maybe one day I'll ask for that, but so far I didn't ask for that. I leave it optional. So if they want to join my mail list, perfect. If not, as long as they reply the first two questions, their dreams and their struggles, and then they agree with the group rules, they're gonna be part of this community. Again, I hope this is helpful. This is a pro tip. And now we are going to go to see another part of this, but instead of going to the Facebook group, we're actually gonna go to my profile. And this is something, of course, you can do also in your profile. You can get inspiration for what I'm sharing today. First things first, something really, really important and something really, really helpful is that you are also part of different communities on Facebook. Why this is helpful? Okay, so let's say that apart from your own community, you are part from other communities where people that belong to your niche are part of. And so one of the good things you can do in order to connect with potential students, with your ideal students and clients, would be to go to those communities where these people are and to share value. You know, like say, imagine that your ideal student or client is pregnant women. So you can be part of other Facebook groups in which it doesn't have to be a yoga group. It could be a group for new moms. You can be part of that community and you can be providing free advice. Anytime someone asks a question, maybe they have some pain during their 7th month of pregnancy. And because you are an expert and you've been working with other pregnant women before, you know a practice or an exercise that can help this lady relieve that pain. So that's a perfect opportunity to provide help. And so once you provide help on a Facebook group, someone who is in that Facebook group and read that comment, and it's gonna feel grateful and it's gonna be like, oh my God, who is this person who shared that amazing advice? So they're gonna find your profile and the first thing they're gonna see is the banner. And again, this is something that you can create with with Canva. And in my case, for instance, what I do is I wrote what I do Again, what is the things that yoga teachers that connect with me can learn from me, professional and business growth, and then I also add clarity, purpose, and impact, because it's part of the transformation they can yoga teachers can get when they work with me via my private coaching or my group coaching or my courses. And then what I did here with Canva, it's to create to say let's connect, and create it as if it was a link. So people would click on here usually when they are looking at their phones, and what they will find will be the links to my own community. Okay, so this, I don't think you can see this in the computer, but if you are watching this in the phone and you see the banner and it says, you can see let's connect, they will click, and the first thing they will see would be the text. And in the text, I share information about my Facebook community, the Facebook community that we are talking about today, Marketing for Yoga Teachers, the one that I'm sharing. And I also add some link to my newsletter, to a freebie, because I always give priority to my email list. I give them the opportunity to join my email list by getting a freebie. So all of that, those two links I have in here in my personal Facebook profile. So once they go there, they will be able to join my community, which now, of course, it's open, but what they would find would be the join button so that they can join. So yeah, super important again to recap this last part, having a nice banner in which you speak about what do you do, who is it for, and where they can find you. And the where, remember, you can use the text just to put all of the links to whatever you want people to find you, and especially your Facebook community, since today we are talking about our Facebook community. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I think these are three, there are more than three, but I think these are super pro tips, and they will help you to become super clear and super niche in your community. Not only that, but create that community which is powerful, and also it will help people finding your community as you are part of other communities and provide help. I hope this was super helpful again, and please let me know. You can always drop a comment if you're watching this video, drop a comment, or just reach me via email or messenger or whatever is easier for you. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will be seeing you very soon. Take care. Bye.